Hype! Oh my, yes, Cities of Sigmar is here. A massive thank you to Games Workshop for sending us this book to review. I'm gonna put it out there straight away. I think this book is just to pay homage to people that have already got the existing armies, right? A lot of the models that are in here are direct only, so you can't even buy them in GW store. You've got to either go to Warhammer World or order them in. There is a lot of units gone. I'm not going to lie about it. There is a lot of units gone. Before we go over all of the rules, though, I will go through what units are in here and what points they are. I'm not going to cover what has changed with the units. As you can appreciate, there is an awful amount of units in this book. If you would like to see the War Scrolls, however, they are all available on Games Workshop's website. So go and have a look on there. I will cover the general allegiance abilities along with each of the cities and the artifacts and relics and everything. But what you guys want to know is what units are there and how many points are there. So, having gone through this book, the beginning of the book is fantastic. There's lots of lore. I like that they've actually tried to, give them a little bit of something. I have no doubt that there is going to be some incredibly broken combo in here somewhere between all of the models that is available. There is going to be something that is good. It would take a lot for me to sit and read the entirety of it and work out those combos based on the sheer number of units and allegiance abilities and everything. So if you know anything that's there, please leave it in the comments down below for the other viewers. So let's go straight to the back and have a look at what units we've got and what points they are. I'll call out if they are battle line as well. I mean, there, look, you can see there's absolutely tons. Hellblast Volley Gun, 120 points, artillery. Hellstrom Rocket Battery, 130, artillery. The rest are all battle lines. Bleak Swords, 90 for 10, 320 for 40. Dark Shards, 100 points for 10, maximum of 40. Dread Spears, 90 points for 10, 320 for 40. Eternal Guard, 130 for 10, 330 for 30. Free Guild Crossbowmen, 100 points for 10, maximum of 30. Free Guild Guard, 80 points for 10, 280 for 40. Free Guild Handgunners, 100 points for 10, maximum of 30. Iron Breakers, 130 for 10, 330 for 30. And Longbeards, 110 for 10, 270 for 30. Those are all the standard battle lines, okay? There is additional battle lines. For example here, the Charybdis, which is 170, is battle line in an Anvil Guard army. So there's a lot of different things. If the general is a hero of a certain type, it unlocks other battle lines as well. So essentially you can mix all of those in any of your army there for them battle lines. It makes no difference. The rest you would have to kind of build your army to that. So we've got the Flame Spire and Frostheart Phoenix is 200 and 220. The Celestial Hurricanum is 220. Luminarch of Haish is 210. Steam Tank is 200 and is battle line if the general is a Steam Tank hero. The War Hydra is 170, battle line for Anvil Guard. The next lot are leaders, so we've got an Anointed is 100, an Assassin is 80, a Battle Mage is 90, a Black Ark Fleet Master is 60, a Cogsmith is 60, Free Guild General is 100, Nomad Prince is 120, Rune Lord is 90, Sorceress is 90, and Warden King is 110. The following are Leader Behemoths. So Anointed on Flame Spire is 300, Anointed on Frostheart is 320, Battle Mage on Griffin is 300, Celestial Hurricanum with a Battle Mage is 280, Dreadlord on Black Dragon is 300, Free Guild General on Griffin is 320, Luminarch of Haish with White Battle Mage is 270, the Sorceress on Black Dragon is 300, and the Steam Tank Commander is 250. So then we'll move on to the other units. We've got Black Ark Corsairs, 80 points for 10, 280 for 40. Battle line if you are Scourge Privateers. Blackguard, 140 for 10. Battle line if you're Darkling Coving. Dark Riders, 110 points for 5, 360 for 20. Battle line if you are Shadow Blades. Demigryph Knights are 180 points for 3. Battle line if you are Free Guild. Drakespawn Chariots are 80 points for 1, 210 for 3. And that's battle line if you are Order Serpentis. Drakespawn Knights are 170 for 5. Again, battle line for Order Serpentis. Executioners are 130 for 10, 330 for 30. And battle line if you're Darkling Coven. Flagellants are 80 points for 10, 40 for 280. Battle line if your general is a human. Free Guild Greatswords, 160 for 10, 420 for 30. Battle line if the general is Free Guild. Oh, sorry, I've just made a mistake there. Actually, if your general is those allegiance abilities. Free Guild Outriders, 100 points for 5. And battle line if your general is Tempest I. Free Guild Pistoliers are battle line if your general is Tempest I, and that's 100 points for 5. We've then got Gyro Bombers are 80 points each, or 3 for 210. We've got Gyrocopters, 70 points each, 180 for 3. We've got Hammerers, 10 models for 140 points, 360 for 30. Battle line if your general is Dispossessed. Iron Drakes, 150 for 10. Battle line if your general is Duarden. Phoenix Guard are battle line if the general is from the Phoenix Temple, and they are 160 points for 10, 420 for 30. Scourge Runner Chariots, 60 points each, 3 for 150. Battle line if your general is Scourge Privateers. Shadow Warriors are 110 for 10. Battle line if you are if your general is Shadow Blades. Sisters of the Thorn are battle line if your general is a Wanderer. Sisters of the Watch are battle line if the general is a Wanderer. Wild Riders are still there. Sorry, I've missed the points for them. They're 110, 130, 160. Wild Rider points are 130. And Wildwood Rangers are 130 points for 10. And battle line if your general is a Wanderer. Now, you can take allies. You can ally with Daughters of Cain, Fireslayers, Ideneth, Caradhrin, except in a Tempest I army. Sylvaneth, except in a Living City army or Great Water Fastness army. So, yeah. Let's now jump back to the General Allegiance abilities, because there's a few very good ones that I like. Well, I say very good. I like them, okay? So you have to pick one of your 6 cities, or 7 cities even, and you get the allegiance abilities for them. If a model already has a city on its war scroll, it cannot gain another one, so they have to stick to their specific city. Amplified Sorceries is one that I do like. So if a Cities of Sigmar wizard successfully casts an endless spell, and that spell has any of the abilities listed below, those abilities are in effect for that spell, regardless of what realm the battle is taking place in. So Akshi, Shimon, Gur, Duran, Haish, Shaish, or Ulgu, all of the spells count as being at maximum power. So Ulgu, for example, the Geminids would actually be at full power there, which, you know, that's pretty decent. It's a nice little buff. Warriors of the Realms, the battle traits for each city list what you can get access to. If you use a malign sorcery, your army must be from the same mortal realm as the one in which the city is based. In the case of Hammerall, your army can be from either Akshi or Duran, so it does obviously specify that. You can take an honoured retinue, so when you choose a general for a Cities of Sigmar army, if the general has a wounds characteristic of 6 or less, you can pick one friendly unit to be your general's retinue. This unit must have between 5 and 20 models. If you pick a retinue, your general gains the following ability: Loyal Shields. Roll a dice before you allocate a wound or mortal wound to your general whilst they are within 3 inches of their retinue. On a 4+, the wound or mortal wound is allocated to the retinue instead of the general. It's pretty cool. I like that. The generals... I can't even say that word. When you choose the general of the Cities of Sigmar army, your general has a wounds characteristic of 6 or less. You can pick up to one friendly hero to be your general's, let's say, advisor. This hero must have a wounds characteristic of 6 or less and cannot be your general. If you do pick one, you gain the following ability, Wise Counsel. At the start of your hero phase, if your general is within 3 of their advisor, roll a dice and on a 4+, you get a command point. That's pretty good. Now, where do Stormcast Eternals fit in? Well, this is where they fit in. 1 in every 4 units in a Cities of Sigmar army can be a Stormcast Eternals unit. Those units gain the Cities of Sigmar keyword and their city keyword chosen for your army. So you can put 1 in 4 units of Stormcast Eternals in, but they gain the city's allegiance abilities, not Scion of the Storm. So we've got essentially a double page for every city. Now, it will take me a long time to cover all of these, so I'm just going to have a brief look through the allegiance abilities for each one. Not necessarily the command traits, artifacts, and lore, because that is a lot. That's like 90. I think if there's 9 times, I can't even count. 9 times 7 is still a lot. So Hammerall. So you can be from either Akshi or Duran. At the start of your hero phase, roll a dice for each friendly Hammerall unit that includes a standard bearer. For each 6, you gain 1 command point, and that's at the start of your hero phase. So that's actually quite useful, I think. The Magistrate of Hammerall. If your army includes a Ventus Firestrike and he is your general at the start of your first hero phase, you receive 1 extra command point. The Pride of Hammerall. Do not take battle shock tests for units that are wholly within your territory. So that's okay, especially considering that these guys normally run big units. And the command ability, Righteous Purpose. You can use this command ability at the end of the combat phase. If you do so, pick 1 friendly Hammerall unit that is wholly within enemy territory and wholly within 12 of a Hammerall hero. And within 3 of an enemy unit. That friendly unit can fight, and you cannot benefit from this command ability more than once per phase. So it lets you do an extra attack if you manage to make it across the board. So that's alright. I think that's okay. I'm not going to go through all of this again, because like I said, it will take a long time, and to be honest, me sitting and reading all of this for you guys, it's not going to be that fun for you. So we've got the Living City. The Living City must be from Duran. A Living City army can include Sylvaneth units. 1 in every 4 units in the army can be a Sylvaneth unit. Those units gain the Cities of Sigmar keyword and the Living City keyword, which means, Lucy, that they don't get the Navigate the Realm routes ability, but they would get the city rule instead. So depending on obviously what else is here, you get access to those. So, Hunters of the Hidden Paths. Instead of setting up the Living City unit on the battlefield, you can place it to one side and say that it is set up on the Hidden Path as a reserve unit. You can set up 1 reserve unit on the Hidden Paths for each Living City unit you have set up on the battlefield. At the end of your movement phase, you can set 1 or more of these units up on the battlefield, wholly within 6 inches of the edge of the battlefield and more than 9 inches away from enemy units. Any reserve units that are not set up on the battlefield by the start of the 4th battle round are considered destroyed. So that's kind of like what Wanderers used to be able to do. I know they could do it mid-game, but that in itself, that's pretty useful. And whilst you haven't got access to the Wildwoods, being able to outflank like that is still pretty useful.
Yeah. Sometimes even more, because you're limited to where your Wildwoods go, especially now that you're limited again on the amount you can take.
Yep. Attuned to Nature. At the start of your hero phase, you can heal 1 wound allocated to each friendly Living City unit. Doesn't say replace models like what you can with Death. But obviously, if you've got multiple wound units, you can do that. Command ability. You can use this command ability at the end of your shooting phase. If you do so, pick 1 friendly Living City unit that's shot in that phase. is more than 9 inches from any enemy models and wholly within 18 of a hero. That unit can make a normal move. It cannot run. A unit cannot benefit from this command ability more than once per phase. So basically you're getting a free move, but it has to shoot first. So it does let you kind of move up the board. I mean, for example, you could do that with a unit of 6 Colonel Hunters with bows. I'm sure there is other order units in here that will probably benefit more. That's just the one I can think of off the top of my head. The Greywater Fastness is also from Duran. So the Rune Lord. In your hero phase, one friendly Greywater Fastness Rune Lord can chant the following prayer in addition to any prayers on their war scrolls. If they do so, make a prayer roll by rolling a dice. On a 1, the prayer is not answered, and on a 2+, it is. And the prayer is, if this prayer is answered, pick one friendly Ironweld Arsenal War Machine unit within 3 inches of this model. Until the start of your next hero phase, add 1 to hit rolls made for the missile weapons with that unit. So if you're running War Machine heavy, that's actually quite good. So on a 2+, you get +1 to hit. That's decent. Home of the Great Ironweld Guilds. Increase the range characteristic of missile weapons used by Greywater Fastness Ironweld Arsenal units by 3 inches. In addition, if you are fighting a pitched battle, you can include 1 additional Ironweld Arsenal artillery unit in your army. So I think you're restricted to 4 pieces of artillery, or 2 in a 2,000 point game.
I think it's 2.
So you can take 3. No, you must be able to take more, because I'm sure the Stormcast ballistas classed as artillery, isn't it? And people usually run 3. I don't remember exactly. But being able to take an additional 1 is very useful. The command ability, pick one friendly Greywater Fastness Free Guild Handgunner unit or a Greywater Fastness Iron Drakes unit wholly within 12 of a hero. Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made with missile weapons by that unit until the end of the phase. A unit cannot benefit from this command ability more than once. So if you like your tanks, you like your artillery, this is probably the one that you want to take. We've got the Phoenician battle traits next. So again, you must be from the realm of Duran. Vengeful Revenants. Add 1 to hit and wound rolls for attacks made by melee weapons by friendly Phoenician units if any friendly Phoenician units have been destroyed in the same phase. So if you lose 1 unit, the rest of your army gets +1 to hit and wound.
That's worth it.
For that phase. So you would then lose it and then have to get it again by losing another unit. It's okay. I think, if you do get it off, it's very useful. The Relic, add 1 to the wounds characteristic of Phoenician Frostheart Phoenix and Flamespire Phoenixes. So an extra wound on them, and it doesn't say that you can't be an anointed on there either. The command ability of the Living Idols, you can use this command ability at the start of the combat phase. If you do so, pick a Phoenician Hero Flamespire Phoenix or Phoenician Hero Frostheart Phoenix. Until the end of that phase, if a friendly Phoenician model is slain whilst within 12 of that hero, that model can fight before it's removed from play. So basically, as long as you're within 12 of the Phoenix, if you die, you can fight before you're removed. It's a command ability, it might be worth it, but things like Blood Warriors and stuff have that anyway. That's pretty cool, so I think a lot of Elven players will probably run that one. We've got Anvil Guard next. So Anvil Guard must be from Akshi. Illicit dealings. When you choose an Anvil Guard army, you can profit from one of the following benefits of illicit dealings, because all the Dark Elves and the Pirates, and I like this one already. So the Black Market Bounty. One additional friendly Anvil Guard hero can bear an artifact of power from the Anvil Guard Artifacts of Powers table. So yeah, there. So you can actually take 2 of them. Depending on what they are, that could be useful. Dabblings in Sorcery. One additional friendly Anvil Guard Dragon, Anvil Guard Charybdis, or War Hydra can have a Drake Blood Curse from the Drake Blood Curses table. So that's them. So that must be like a mount trait equivalent. So being able to take 2 of them is pretty handy. Or the third one, you receive D3 command points. Depending on on obviously how good they are, could be worth taking them. So if an Anvil Guard army includes dragons, Charybdis, or War Hydras, one of those models has a Drakeblood curse. Choose which model will have a Drakeblood curse, then pick or roll from the table opposite. So yeah, you basically get to take 2 of them instead. You can choose 1 additional friendly Anvil Guard dragon. I've just read that bit, haven't I? Oh no, for each War Scroll battalion in your army, you can choose an additional 1. A model cannot... Yeah, so you can't take duplicates. So you could, if you take a battalion and then use the dabblings in sorcery, you could actually have all 3 on 3 Hydras, for example. That's pretty good. And the command ability... use the command ability to start the Battle Shock phase. If you do so, pick 1 friendly Anvil Guard unit, wholly within 12 of a friendly Anvil Guard hero. 1 model in that unit is slain. However, in that phase, you do not need to take a Battle Shock test for Anvil Guard units wholly within 18 of that unit. And obviously, bearing in mind, a unit would have quite a big footprint. So 18 inches out from that unit, it's worth killing a model to do that. And it means that you don't have to spend sort of 3 or 4 on Inspiring Presence. You could use 1, kill 1 single model, and then everything within 18 in that unit is then immune to the Battle Shock. So that's pretty decent. Hollow Heart battle traits next. So you've got to be from Akshi. Each time a friendly Hollow Heart unit is affected by a spell or endless spell, you can roll a dice. If you do so on a 5+, ignore the effects of the spell or endless spell. So that's pretty good. Hollow Heart wizards can attempt to cast 1 extra spell each in their hero phases. And then the command ability, you can use this command ability at the start of your hero phase. If you do so, pick 1 friendly Hollow Heart wizard unit and roll a dice. That wizard suffers a number of mortal wounds equal to the roll. In addition, until the start of your next hero phase, add that roll to the casting rolls made by other friendly Hollow Heart wizards within 12 of him. Oh yeah, I just rolled a 6. Oh no, because a 6 will probably kill you.
Probably.
Depending on who's casting. That's not bad.
No.
That's not bad.
I like that one a lot, actually.
And obviously you've actually got a lore of 6 spells for this, because every other one has had 3 spells. This one's got a full 6. Obviously because they're Hallowed Knights will be from here. Probably. Because the city's Hallowheart, Hallowed Knights, and they've got pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, guys. I don't know fluff. And then we've got the Tempest I. Must be from Akshi as well. Add 3 to the move characteristic of friendly Tempest I units until the end of the first battle round. In addition, add 1 to save rolls for attacks that target units in the first battle round as well. That's good. Add 1 to run rolls for friendly Tempest I units. So actually, in the first battle round, you could get +4 movement. But obviously you wouldn't be able to charge. A Tempest I army can include Caradhran Overlord units. 1 in every 4 units in your army can be a Caradhran Overlord unit. Those units gain the Cities of Sigmar keyword and the Tempest I keyword. So again, you can add 1 in 4 without breaking your allegiance. You can use this command ability in your shooting phase. If you do so, pick up 1 friendly Tempest I unit wholly within 12 of a Tempest I hero. That unit can shoot even if it ran in the same turn. That's useful. Yeah. And bearing in mind, we don't even know what any of the Cities of Sigmar shooting stuff does. No. I was because there's so many war scrolls, like I said, it would be nigh on impossible for me to read through all this and then go use that. But I'm sure you guys will know a pretty good shooting unit that can go in there. I think some of the elves have some decent shooting. And that is it for the allegiance abilities and everything. Of course, you've got the Path to Glory stuff as normal. There is a couple of battalions for each of the cities. There's 1 for each city. The Hammerhalian Lancers You've got to take a 3 guild general on Griffin and 3 to 6 units of Demigryph Knights, and you get 1 to the hit and wound rolls if you make a charge whilst you're within range of your general. That's pretty decent because Demigryph Knights go a little bit better. Again, I'm not going to cover all them. And then you've got an absolute mountain of war scrolls. Like, to sit and go through all these guys, it would be impossible. I'd be on hours telling you what's changed. So if you've got some models or you're interested in adding some, I would absolutely recommend that you go on the Games Workshop website, download the war scrolls for the models that you're interested in, and have a go and see if you can come up with some excellent combos. Like I said, I think, you know, diving into this book, there's going to be some really, really broken combo in here somewhere. And I think it'll only take a matter of probably a week or two after release of the book for people to find it. I actually quite like this book a lot because, you know, if you've got Stormcast armies like Lucy or Sylvaneth, or like Phil Sanderson's got the Caradhran Overlords, if you've got even just a couple of units of other stuff, you can build an army with it. And it's nice that they've done that without breaking your allegiances. Of course, you could then take allies on top of that as well. So that's actually quite handy. I think a lot of people are going to be very happy with this book that have already got the older armies. I think a lot of people who have some of the models will probably pick this up. I don't think a lot of newcomers would pick this book up because, like I said, a lot of the models are direct only, so you have to order them in. But nevertheless, this is a fantastic book, and I'm over the moon that Games Workshop have actually acknowledged the older models as well, that not as many people have or play. It's nice that they've acknowledged the cities. I know they kind of did in the Firestorm campaign when they released them £100 boxes about 2 years ago, but to give them proper rules for match play and be able to, you know, pick this up and use this is very good. So once again, a massive thank you to Games Workshop for sending this out, and it's been fantastic to read through. If you have any questions, guys, or if you know any combos or anything, please leave them in the comments down below. But until next time, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.